Right now, at this very moment, your body is aging faster than it should be. Not because of your diet, not because of some genetic curse you inherited, and not because you skipped the gym. It's because of something you are almost certainly doing right now as you watch this video. You are sitting. And the way you are sitting, the exact position your body has settled into, is triggering a chain reaction deep inside your cells that researchers are now calling one of the most underestimated drivers of accelerated aging in modern adults. Most people believe aging happens to them. The gray hairs, the stiff joints, the extra weight. They think it's just time doing its work. But here is what the science is showing us: your posture isn't just about how you look. It is directly controlling how fast your biological clock ticks. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why your sitting posture is aging you ahead of schedule, what is physically happening inside your body right now because of it, and the surprisingly simple correction that can begin reversing the damage starting today. Stay with me, because what you are about to learn will change the way you think about every single hour you spend sitting down for the rest of your life. You probably wake up in the morning feeling older than you did 5 years ago. Maybe your lower back aches before you've even had your first cup of coffee. Maybe your neck feels like it's been clamped in a vice overnight. Maybe your hips are tight in a way that makes you walk a little slower than you used to, and you've started noticing it. Most people think this is just what aging feels like. They chalk it up to wear and tear. They buy a better mattress. They get a new pillow. They take an anti-inflammatory and move on. But here's what they're missing. Your body is not wearing out randomly. It is adapting, and the position you hold yourself in for the longest hours of your day, sitting at a desk, in a car, on a sofa, is the signal your body is receiving most loudly. You probably think sitting is neutral. You probably think it's the absence of activity, which means it shouldn't cause much harm. That belief is costing you years. Because sitting in a slouched or even a subtly collapsed posture is not neutral. It is an active instruction being sent to your nervous system, your muscles, your hormones, and even your DNA, every single minute, telling your body that it is in a state of physical decline. And your body, being the loyal machine that it is, believes it. The real cause of what you're feeling isn't age. It's a biological feedback loop that your posture is driving. And almost nobody is talking about it. Your spine has a natural shape. From the side, it looks like a gentle S-curve. A curve in your lower back, a curve in your mid-back, and a curve in your neck. That shape is not decorative. It is an engineering masterpiece that distributes the weight of your entire upper body evenly, keeps your organs uncompressed, and allows your nervous system to function without interference. Now, when you slouch, when your pelvis tilts backward, your lower back flattens, your shoulders roll forward, and your head drifts out in front of your body, that S-curve collapses into a C. And the moment that C-curve happens, something critical changes. Your head, which weighs between 10 and 12 pounds in its neutral position, now acts like it weighs significantly more when it juts forward. Research published in the journal Surgical Technology International found that for every inch your head moves forward from neutral, the effective load on your cervical spine doubles. At just 2 inches forward, which is completely typical for someone hunched over a phone or laptop. Your neck is managing the equivalent of roughly 40 pounds of force. Continuously. Think of it like holding a bowling ball directly over your hand, arms straight up. Easy, right? Now tilt that bowling ball out in front of you just a few inches. Suddenly every muscle in your arm, your shoulder, your core is working far harder, just to stop the ball from pulling you forward. That's your neck every single hour you sit with your head forward. But here's where it gets really serious. Because this is not just about muscle strain. When your body is under constant muscular stress, even low-level, background stress from poor posture, it triggers the release of cortisol. Cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone, and in short bursts, cortisol is actually helpful. It gives you energy, sharpens your focus, helps you respond to danger. But chronically elevated cortisol, the kind that comes from your body being in a constant state of low-level muscular tension and compressed posture, is catastrophic for aging. A study published in Psychoneuroendocrinology found that sustained elevated cortisol is directly linked to the shortening of telomeres. Your telomeres are the protective caps on the ends of your DNA strands. Think of them like the plastic tip on a shoelace. Every time your cells divide, your telomeres get a little shorter. When they get too short, the cell can no longer divide correctly. It either stops functioning or it dies. This telomere shortening is biological aging at its most fundamental level. It is, quite literally, your biological clock ticking down. And the research is showing that posture-driven, chronic cortisol elevation is accelerating that process. There's more. Your collapsed posture also restricts your diaphragm, the primary muscle of breathing. When your ribcage is compressed and your shoulders are rounded, you physically cannot take a full, deep breath. Most people in poor posture breathe shallow chest breaths, taking in only about 30% of their lung capacity with each cycle. Reduced oxygen delivery means reduced cellular energy production. It means your heart has to work harder. It means the detoxification systems in your liver and lymphatic system operate under constant strain. Your body is running on low fuel, and it is aging accordingly. Here's what nobody tells you. The connection between posture and aging is not just mechanical, it is neurological. And this is the part that changes everything. Your brain has a posture monitoring system that is always running in the background. It's part of your proprioceptive system, the network of sensors in your muscles, joints, and connective tissue that constantly feeds information to your brain about where your body is in space. And here's the critical discovery: your brain interprets your postural signals as status signals. This was demonstrated powerfully in research from Harvard Business School, led by social psychologist Amy Cuddy, and later expanded by other researchers. When your body is in a collapsed, contracted, closed posture, your nervous system interprets this as a signal that you are under threat, that you are subordinate, that you are in decline. Your hormonal profile shifts in response. Cortisol goes up. Testosterone and growth hormone, two of the most critical hormones for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and cellular repair, go down. This is not a small effect. Studies have measured hormonal changes within as little as 2 minutes of sustained posture change. 2 minutes. Think about that. If 2 minutes of deliberate upright posture can begin shifting your hormonal environment, what is 8 hours a day of collapsed posture doing to it? Your body is listening to your posture the way it listens to food, sleep, and exercise. It is metabolic input. And it is one you have complete control over, but only if you understand what you're actually trying to fix. The problem isn't just that you're slouching. The problem is that every hour of collapsed posture is resetting your internal hormonal environment toward an aged, stressed, energy-conserving state. Your body is not failing you. It is obeying you. It is becoming exactly what your posture is telling it to be. And the moment you understand that, everything changes, because it means aging is not just happening to you. Part of it is being signaled by you, and signals can be changed. Now let's talk about what to actually do about it. And I want to be clear, I'm not going to tell you to just sit up straight. That advice on its own does almost nothing, because within about 90 seconds, your fatigued postural muscles will give out and you'll collapse right back into the same position. What you need is a protocol that addresses the actual physiological mechanism, the hormonal feedback loop, the diaphragm compression, and the proprioceptive signals your brain is receiving. Here is the exact protocol, 5 steps. You can begin today. Step 1 is the pelvic reset. Do this every time you sit down, and it takes just 10 seconds. Before you settle into your chair, sit on the front edge of the seat, not leaning back. Now tilt your pelvis forward, as if you're trying to make your lower back curve inward, not flatten out. Feel the 2 bones at the bottom of your pelvis make contact with the seat. That is your foundation. Every other postural correction depends on this one. When your pelvis is in neutral, your lumbar spine naturally stacks. Your thoracic spine follows. Your neck finds its position. The whole structure organizes from the bottom up, just like building a wall. You can't build a straight wall on a tilted foundation. Step 2 is the chin tuck. Do this for 60 seconds, twice per hour. Gently draw your chin straight back, not down, not up, straight back, as if someone is pulling a string attached to the back of your skull. You'll feel the muscles at the base of your skull lengthen. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Repeat 6 times. This single movement begins to reverse the forward head position that is loading your cervical spine with those extra 40 pounds of force. It also reactivates the deep cervical flexor muscles, which are usually completely shut down in people with poor posture, and their weakness is a primary driver of neck pain and headaches. Step 3 is the diaphragmatic breath reset. Do this for 90 seconds, twice daily. Sit upright with your pelvis reset. Place one hand on your belly, just below your navel. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts, pushing your belly out against your hand, not your chest up. Hold 2 counts. Exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. This activates your diaphragm fully, re-expands your compressed lung bases, and triggers your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and repair mode. This is the biological opposite of the cortisol response. You are literally signaling your body to shift from stress chemistry to repair chemistry. Do this for 90 seconds every morning and every afternoon. Step 4 is the Harley stand and extend, 2 minutes every 45 to 60 minutes. Stand up, clasp your hands behind your lower back. Gently push your hips forward and lift your chest toward the ceiling, opening the front of your body. Hold for 10 seconds. Breathe. Repeat twice. This reversal of the flexion position you've been in forces fresh synovial fluid through your spinal facet joints. Joints that receive zero blood supply and depend entirely on movement to stay nourished. Without this movement, they dehydrate and degenerate. Setting a quiet timer on your phone for every 45 minutes is the simplest and highest value health habit most people aren't doing. Step 5 is the evening posture reset. 5 minutes before bed. Lie on your back on a firm surface. The floor is ideal. Place a rolled towel under your mid-back, between your shoulder blades. Let your arms rest open at your sides, palms facing up. Stay here for 5 minutes. Let gravity do the work. This passive extension counteracts the cumulative flexion your spine has been in all day and allows the discs in your spine, which are under compression all day in a seated position, to rehydrate. Spinal discs are largely avascular, meaning they have no direct blood supply. They absorb fluid and nutrients through a pumping action driven by movement and decompression. This evening reset gives them back what sitting took away. Now let's talk about what happens when you actually do this, because the changes your body makes are faster than most people expect. After just 3 days of consistently applying this protocol, you will likely notice 2 things. First, your breathing will feel different, fuller, easier, like something has been unclenched. That's your diaphragm relearning its full range of motion. Second, you'll notice that your energy dip in the mid-afternoon, that wall you hit around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, is less severe. That's your cortisol curve beginning to normalize. You're no longer flooding your system with stress chemistry for 8 hours a day. After 2 weeks, the structural changes begin to show. People who've applied this protocol consistently report that their neck and upper back soreness decreases significantly. Not because they've gotten used to it, but because the mechanical load on those tissues has genuinely reduced. Your forward head posture begins to correct, which takes physical strain off the muscles that have been fighting it for years. Your sleep often improves too, because your nervous system is spending less time in low-level threat mode. After 4 to 6 weeks, something more profound begins to happen. With cortisol normalizing, your body's capacity to produce testosterone and growth hormone improves. These are the hormones responsible for maintaining lean muscle mass, supporting bone density, and driving cellular repair. You may notice you're recovering from physical activity faster. You may notice your body composition beginning to shift. Not because you changed your diet, but because your hormonal environment is becoming more favorable to repair and less favorable to fat storage. And here is the benefit most people don't expect. Your mental clarity improves. When your diaphragm is working fully, your brain receives significantly more oxygenated blood. When your cortisol is lower, your prefrontal cortex, the thinking, planning, decision-making part of your brain, works better. People who correct their posture consistently often report that the mental fog they'd attributed to age begins to lift. They feel sharper, more present, more like themselves, not because they got younger, but because they stopped accelerating the process that was making them feel old. Your body is not aging passively. It is responding to signals. And your posture is one of the loudest signals it receives for the longest hours of every single day. The good news is that signals can be changed, and the body responds faster than most people believe possible. So here is the question I want to leave you with: if you could not change a single thing about your diet, your exercise routine, or your sleep, but you could change the physical signal your body is receiving for 8 hours every day, would you? Because that is exactly what this protocol offers you. Not a dramatic overhaul, not another thing to add to a long list, just a different signal, a signal that says, this body is not in decline, this body is upright, this body is capable, this body is young. If you want to go deeper on the specific hormonal changes that posture drives and how they connect to muscle loss after 50, the next video in this series covers exactly that. You will find it right here.